Oh, goody. Anyway, let's see how much of this stuff I can get through. It's 1912. That's not the year. That's the time in military time. Although it's really not military time, it's just a 24-hour clock. It's so you don't have to use AM and PM. Because, I mean, that's dumb. Why? What was the reason? Was it because they couldn't make clocks back in the day that were accurate enough? I don't know. It should always be 19 o'clock. It's 19 o'clock. You know, 24 o'clock that happens, it turns back to 0, it's midnight. Well, I wonder if metric people are freaked out by the clock since it isn't a divisible by 10. I bet you they are. I bet you there's a fucking sect of metric assholes that are just like, what? 12 hours, 2 shifts, 24, 60 minutes? The fuck? Why isn't there 100 decaseconds? I swear to God. Anyway, these lovely things. Here's plug 1 and plug 2 with these little caps that go over them. Actually stick on rather well. Our TP-Link, aka Kasa, outdoor Wi-Fi plugs. Because I was actually using my regular ones outdoors, and you're not supposed to do that, but I had them like tucked away in like little boxes. And I don't know if they even sold these when I did that. But we got 2 little switches on the top, very heavy duty. What is the actual amperage rating on this motherfucker? I was gonna say mofo, and it just came out motherfucker. It just like, it dripped out of my face. I just streamed for like 4 hours. Input 15 amps, maximum load 15 amps. Wow, it'll actually do a full 15 amp load. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's why this is so fucking heavy. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna leave this cap on there because right now I have no plans to use them as of this minute. But if you're doing outside lights, like I have a lot of my switches, do my outside lights there and on the veranda, so those are just done. But outlets, like if you want to add something, like Christmas lights or something such, this is actually completely rated. And I got 2 of them, so I don't have to open that twice. Reader's choice. And by the way, if you're like, I don't need smart switches, Zeos, I don't want to get through the whole, you get the app and you get the switch and you're done. And you can integrate to Alexa with no other extra hardware. So you spend $12 and you have a smart switch you could app with on your phone or any number of things. I have 2, I'm gonna open up probably both of these. We'll open up one of the Klipsch's first. All right, just get it out of the way. So Turismo King 89, post a link to Turismo King 89's Twitch. If he ever streams, was like, look, bro, buy these. And I'm like, those are like, I think I paid $600 for them. And I'm like, what are they? He's like, they're old Klipsch speakers. And I'm like, old? Like they don't make them anymore? Like, yeah. I'm like, why? And he's like, buy them because I'll buy them from you. But then the question was still why? Why am I buying old Klipsch speakers? And the answer was, this is the only pair of 8-inch passive bookshelves you'll find from Klipsch. And honestly, from lots of people. Like I've got a couple 10s, like the Heresies are 12s. But these are just a 2-way gigantic speaker. And it's in the original boxes. Were these never opened? These are the RB812 pasta. You're gonna need to get a eBay link from me for this. So hit me. These were never opened. This is actually a special thing. I wonder what the date is on. Is there a date code? Serial number? Huh. 30.78 pounds for one. So wow, this has never been opened. Honestly, he sent me the link to the auction and he's like, buy this and I'll buy them from you. And you get a review out of it and I get the speakers I've always wanted to try. All right, shit, sure. I didn't even read it. Didn't even read like, oh, you know, never opened, original in box from the fucking year of the flood. I'm kind of curious now. But curiosity's bad. That kills kitty cats. You don't want to do that. So let's put all this stuff back in here now that I know that it's... Because I mean, it's not that old. It's not like 80s. 2010. 2010 is the copyright on that. So they're at most 10 years old. We've got some mount holes here. They are that standard Klipsch black, which is trying to look like it's trying to be wood, and it's not wood. It's a Klipsch vinyl. put this down. My dishwasher just finished. I'm trying to flip these things over. They are a mite heavy. I'm sure there's some weird Klipsch fan club thing where you get choked out with a Klipsch plastic bag. It's like, yeah, put it over my head. I don't want to breathe. Just peel this off. I think this is it magnets? It is magnets. I'm taking that off the top. I'm taking, again, one of the most useless grills ever assembled by man, because it would cover, let me see if I can turn this so look at, my granite. Yeah, that big boy. That a big boy. This is huge. Oh, there's a lot of, hello. It smells new, I'll tell you that much. So this is from the Klipsch reference line. I'm actually like curious. They're so big and so big. Oh, good. Oh, it wasn't me scratching the counter. There's sugar on it. Oh, so I actually just put sugar granules on the bottom of the speaker. So I've got 2 of these, obviously. I didn't want to purchase just one. That would have been dumb. That would have been a dumb move. I'm still doing the projection screen. Excuse me. Is this gonna tip over? Nah, we're good. Come on over. Come on over here. I just want to get this off the kitchen counter because I need more space for a real speaker. This is a ZVOX soundbar, and it is a home theater sound system, and it has never been unboxed. I hope we got it at my old address, and it shipped there in 2019. January 18th, 2019. So it spent all of 2019, all of 2020 through COVID, moved to this house, and half of 2021 in the box. And Zeos, why the fuck would you buy a ZVOX soundbar SB380? Which pasta? You just looked this up on my Amazon thing. I'm sure it'll not be there. It's the original soundbar. I don't know what that means. All I know is it has Dolby Digital, Accu voice with patent pending, and it has lots of little baby speakers. I was originally going to do a video on the review channel that was, I was going to buy 2 sound bars. I was going to buy a very popular sound bar, whomever the hell, I forget who the hell I tried to order from. And I bought this one, which is like the quirky one that had all these crazy fucking claims that it could do this and that. It's 97 speakers. And I was going to compare the 2, like an expensive but quality soundbar and this crazy Phase Q Accu voice carb compliant mofo. And I was going to see if either soundbar was worth it. And so what happened is this one showed up immediately. This was like $150. And the other one was never showed up. It was like, nope, we sorry, but we don't have that anymore. And I just never got the energy to fucking buy another soundbar. And fucking soundbars are stupid. And why are you opening it now, Zeos? Do not discard carton. If you need to return your sound system for any reason, including repaired carton, I don't know, they're only safe way to ship it. So the reason I'm unboxing this now is because with the way my surround sound is in the basement, this is going to be better. No, this is actually, I have an experiment I've been meaning to try. My friends have been discussing this with me for like a decade, which sounds weird, but I'm pretty sure I was still living at home when we started having this talk, because we were talking about sound systems, and I was living in a small apartment with my folks, and then I moved to the other apartment, and it was like, hey, what if you put a soundbar as your rear channels? Like, which usually isn't possible because usually soundbars don't have analog inputs. And even if they had analog inputs, you'd need a surround receiver with pre-outs for the rear channels, and you have to run analog all the way to the back. And then you would be able to use your soundbar. And I'm thinking about like back channels, not like side, like back, like behind you. Because behind you really, like, you can't, it's very hard to tell. Like I used to have the Mica MB42s up there on top. And I'm pretty sure if those were the MB42s and not the MB42X, without a crossover, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And I've now have like a full set of LSR 305s behind me, and I'm pretty sure I can't tell a difference. So what if I have a soundbar, which I have now the ability to run a digital input to this from my whole crazy mini DSP setup. So I can just feed this a digital signal. Then I can Dirac correct it. Then I can hang it on the ceiling because my basement ceiling is only 8 feet tall. I just put it like right by my projector, right in front of my projector, just so it shines down onto the people. So when something goes, front, center channel, heresy, good side channel, who gives a fuck? Put something in the back. Can this be gives a fuck? I'm going to do a whole video on it. It's going to be nuts. Because, I mean, the problem is it's very hard for normal people to do this sort of thing, to get signal to the back, especially from a surround sound perspective. But it's going to be interesting for me because, shit, if I can mount something like it's a bar and actually have a sound bar do, like surround sound, I've always told people, you can go with the cheapest motherfucker ever. It just needs to make a sound. You need to have a bullet whiz go whoo, whoo, whoo. And as long as the whoo is fine, imagine mounting 2 of these for Atmos. Just bars on your ceiling that do, because here's the thing, like speakers are speakers, and then there's DSP speakers, which do, DSP corrections for flatness. But then there's these types of shit that do absolutely butt crazy things. That's a term, look it up. 3.5 millimeter RCA power brick, RCA to RCA. So it actually does have RCA inputs. Like it tries to, you ever see those Bluetooth speakers that try to fake surround sound or try to sound wider than they actually are? Thanks to, here's some rubber feet. Thanks to DSP correction. Well, or DSP fuckery, I should say. Big fiber optic cable, 2 AAA batteries, a ZVOX remote, which is absolutely atrocious. So I'm wondering if this has that weird, like extra stereo width fake ability that normally you'd put in the front and center of your theater and be like, that sounds really good. What if I just put that behind me? There's a place and a time for weird, shitty speakers that just do weird shit. That's behind you. So look at this fucking remote. Holy fuck. So it bulges out for the things, and the volume is here, which is actually perfect. As much as I'm going to give shit to this remote, you pick it up, where's my thumb? Over the volume control, boom, boom. There is mute, there's output leveling, no idea what that does. AccuVoice, no idea what that does. Then there's bass and treble controls. Then there's SD 1, 2, 3, and there's surround buttons, and there's power and input. So that's interesting. Let's unwrap the actual thing. When I was in my little small apartment, there was no option for me to take this out and play with it because I would have just hated every second of it. But now, basement, because think about how cool that would be. Because I can't do the thing anymore where I bounce sound off of the walls and ceiling. So let's see what else I can fuck around with. Remember, kids, it's free to try things except when it costs you money because I bought this. What am I looking at here? Where's the sun? The sun will reveal all to us. This is a heavy bastard, by the way. Metal on the back, full metal grill on the front, big rubberized ends. What a base port? Look at the size of that thing. Here's your I, plus and minus keys. I need the sun. All right, we've got, that looks like one speaker there, then a large driver, then a speaker there, then one speaker there. Is that it? Is this 3 little fucking tweeters and a woofer? Ugh. I thought this had more than that. I thought this was a wild one. Like 15 different things. Wait, what does it say? 3 convenient placements. Face front, face up, wall mount. Here's my inputs on the back. That an infrared? Why is there an infrared window on the back? So there's analog input. We do have analog inputs, and you have 2 fiber optical inputs, which means I'll have to use a converter to come off of my DDRC88D to go from coaxial to this, and then a 15 volt, which I can extend. And then you have interesting hangers. Like a little, you can put it either direction. And I guess there's just, so I guess it's just 3 tweeters. Look how nice that puts down. It's all rubber. And then there's a screen here. So yeah, I think based on using the sun, remember when I used to have flashlights and shit? Oh, I gotta test that. I think based on the sun, this thing has basically 3 tweeters, and 1 actual mid bass. I mean, I'm gonna give it a hookup and see what it sounds like. If it sounds like absolute ass, maybe I'll pass on this, but I'd still love to know if you feed this a digital signal and Dirac Live is like, okay, I'm gonna send signal now to the back left. It's gonna make this thing do shit, and it's gonna go with the microphone, what the fuck? I could fix this, or it's I can't fix this, and it'll move on. So yeah, this is interesting to me. These are interesting to me, and there's my cat. She's interesting to me. Right? Don't knock out any more teeth. You need all your teeth. Teethus.